ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another live stream. I am joined once again by the ever-amazing Robert Meyer Burnett from the Burnettwork. Rob, thank you once again for coming on the channel. How are you doing today, sir?
Well, okay, I have to say that, my girlfriend Elizabeth, whose birthday is today, she used to love you. She used to love you, but of course.
Sorry, Elizabeth.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Justin knows. I got my Freddie Mercury. I got my John Lennon. You can't see Jimi Hendrix here, but he knows I'm trying to build a 6th scale ultimate rock band.
Yes.
And what did Justin's always on the lookout. He's a good friend. He's on the lookout. He found me the old Enter Bay Elvis figure, which, by the way, is
looks really good.
It looks amazing. I mean, it comes with a guitar. What doesn't look good is the 4-figure price tag on it. I mean, if it was a Toys Wonderland, I could buy it over time. As you say, if you prefer to buy your figures over time, I could do that. I could do that because I wouldn't miss it, because they just take like $40 here, $30 there, whatever. But that is, as you would say, he's a big boy in terms of his price.
Yeah, he is pricey, but I'm on the lookout. I have a saved search, so, if one comes up for cheaper, then I'll let you know.
That's a really good figure. I used to buy a lot of Enter Bay figures about 10 years ago.
And it's 1/6 scale as well, by the way, everyone. They make a lot of quarter scale stuff, but this is a 1/6 scale Elvis. So
yeah, and I bought a few figures. Their quality sometimes wasn't as good as
sometimes.
But I just appreciate you looking out for me. But I didn't want to tell her, on my birth. I was when you said that. Even I'm seeing it in my Facebook messages. I'm like, Elizabeth better not see that. I was hiding my phone. If she looked, she's like, you are not buying a fit. I was like, no, babe, it's cool. It's your birthday. I got you. She asked for a Vitamix. That's what I got her. We're going out to a nice dinner. There you go.
And by the way, happy birthday to Elizabeth. Someone in the chat already said it as well. So yes, happy birthday, Elizabeth. Hopefully you all have an amazing dinner.
We'll have some dinner. It's going to be good.
For forcing you to stream with me on Elizabeth's birthday.
No, it's fine. It all works out. Here's a pro tip for you dudes out there. Always plan something a little bit in advance. I made dinner reservations, and it shows you care.
Of course. We have a question, and you and I were literally just talking about this.
Yes.
Godzilla, King of the Monsters, by the way, love that name, asks, what is going on with Toys Wonderland? Well, they will be back. They are coming back. The latest estimate is 5 p.m. Hong Kong time today. Desk Full of Toys also says my mic balance is a bit off. Let me know if it sounds all right now. Maybe just the stream was settling in. Let me know if you can hear me all right.
Yeah, you sound good to me, but I don't know if the stream sounds good.
Yeah, you sound fine as well. Toys Wonderland is coming back. So Rob and I actually didn't get a chance to discuss what happened. And now it's been a couple of days, or it's been almost a week, and the website's still down. So we can also talk about what happened, the timing of it happening when it did. And we won't spend too much time because I know people don't want us going on about what exactly happened there. But anyway, Rob, you saw what happened with Sideshow launching the takedown notices on Toys Wonderland's images that they used on their listing. So it's like a lot of people are saying, oh, well, that's because Toys Wonderland shouldn't have been selling to the US. First of all, they're totally able to sell to the US. They're reselling. It's legal. Second of all, if they legally had any grounds to stop this reseller from selling to the States, they would either send a cease and desist to Toys Wonderland, threatening legal action, saying, hey, you don't have the rights to do this. We do. Here's a letter from our legal team saying you better stop or we're going to sue you. But did they do that? No. They didn't. They copyright struck the images on the listings. Not the listings themselves, the images. Which, by the way, were taken by Ryan. So
yeah,
they don't even have any right to do that. Ryan took the images himself. I literally cannot with what happened with Toys Wonderland. What do you think of this whole situation, Rob?
Well, first of all, I got to hand it to you for fighting the good fight. I don't know why a company like Sideshow would pay any attention to Toys Wonderland, a Hong Kong company. I think Sideshow's doing just fine. I don't know why they would be spending. And it's full disclosure, I've been buying from Sideshow since they started. I've always been a big fan of Sideshow, but this kind of behavior, there's lots of, I buy from lots of third-party retailers. I've bought from places like the Monkey Depot here in the States, 1/6 retailers. Are they going to go after everybody that sells hot toys that isn't, like, where does 1/6 retailers, or 1/6 outfitters, where do they get their hot toys from? Sideshow?
Who knows?
Yeah, it's such a weird thing. Like, why would you do that? I'm sure maybe they're protecting. They've got certain deals with certain people, wholesale deals that they have to protect. But
like, then do it the right way, right? Like, if you have the proper legal grounds to stop a company from selling to your territory, then go through your legal team and do it that way. But they were so sneaky about it, and they did the images. They copyright struck the images. It's like, clearly you guys know that you don't have any proper way of stopping them, so they're just going to use any little tricks in their baggie of tricks to try and stop them, which is so sneaky. I spoke to an employee, or ex-employee, sorry, at Sideshow, who I'm good friends with, and they told me that for some reason they've always had, this one particular person at Sideshow has always had this vendetta against Hong Kong resellers, and they literally do nothing for Sideshow's bottom line. Sideshow is selling in the tens of thousands, maybe even more, of units. Hong Kong sellers, by nature, because they're resellers, can only sell, 50? 100? Maybe? Maximum? It's literally a drop in the bucket. I was streaming with someone else and they said, oh, well, Justin, because of the volume that Hong Kong sellers are doing, number one, nobody knows how many they're getting, aside from them, but also they have to go in person, and they have to be different people who buy the items. So it's not like they can just walk in and say, I want 100 of your best Endgame Captain Americas, sir. And they get the Endgame caps and walk out. It's a full-on process, very rigorous, that they have to go through with different people, and they pay friends and family. And someone also said they've been really aggressively attacking the Hong Kong resellers because they pay sometimes old people who don't have anything else to do. They have a job, they're mulling around. They pay those people to go and wait in the lines. And someone said that's terrible business practices. Well, first of all, Hong Kong does have an aging population who sometimes don't have anything to do. If they didn't want to get paid to wait in a line, they wouldn't do it. It's not like they're being forced to go and wait in a Hot Toys line to pick up an Endgame Captain America. They're being paid for their time, and they have chosen to do it. So it's not like it's oh, you better go and wait in that line, sir. So that whole notion of it being some shady business practice, complete rubbish. At the end of the day, Hong Kong resellers are always going to be a thing. They've always been a thing. Yeah. Resellers of any kind, in fact. I said in my other stream, we have Sideshow resellers. A Sideshow taking down the Sideshow resellers? No. They're letting them resell all they want. It's just ridiculous to me.
Yeah, and what I don't like about it is that I've now, because of your channel, I've become a Toys Wonderland customer, and I'm also a longtime Sideshow customer.
Yeah, me too. And I just ordered the new Wolverine, and that is coming. So I support both sides, by the way, for people in the chat who think I'm so biased one way or the other. I buy Sideshow product as well, so I'm not just one way and the highway. So just keep that in mind also.
Well, yeah, not only that, like, there are things that Toys want, like, for instance, Module cases. Yes. I have Module cases on order at Sideshow, and when they eventually show up, I hope to get them. And Toys Wonderland doesn't sell Module cases. Sideshow is yeah, I know. Sideshow is an authorized retailer of Module cases, so why not? And I have to say, for the most part, having been buying from Sideshow now for the better part of, well, closing on 2 decades, really. I mean, I'm not going to not buy from them. You know, it's really interesting about Sideshow is when they get something in, it gets to my house in a day and a half. So if they have something in stock, if I were to pay for something, maybe even right now, there is a possibility that Sideshow would get it to me by tomorrow afternoon at this time.
Yeah, exactly, and
they're
great.
Close.
That's great service.
Yeah.
So we're not
I've had nothing
them.
Yeah, but I do find, especially during their convention, which was really exciting. I appreciated your coverage of it. It was everyone's coverage of it. It was great to see all the pictures, and I watched all of, even though we were on a stream talking about stuff, I watched all your those preview videos you did of all the new figures and everything. It was exciting. As I thought what Sideshow was doing was exciting. I liked seeing all these other things that I don't necessarily buy, but I love seeing the overview of the collector's market. It's good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, all they have to do is just chill. Because as we just discussed, they don't have any proper legal grounds to shut down the resellers. It's just that they don't like them being there. But if you don't like something, you can't necessarily just get rid of it because you feel like it.
But they're not even Hot Toys. Hot Toys is another company.
That's exactly right. So Sideshow, with those copyright strikes, is saying they own the Hot Toys images. And I'm pretty sure that is not the case at all. Hot Toys owns their own promotional images, so if Hot Toys wanted it taken down, they could, but Sideshow is saying that they personally, the company, owns the rights exclusively everywhere in the world, because Hong Kong resellers sell globally, to images. But also what we don't factor in mind is, even though they are just resellers of Hot Toys stuff, they are also officially licensed to sell Bandai product, Mafex product, Mezco product, Prime 1, J&D Studios, Queen Studios. So by Sideshow putting these strikes through and their website being shut down, they're not just missing out on some third-party and Hot Toys 1/6 scale items. It's all of that stuff, and it's globally. So if anyone actually has more legal grounds to take action, it's Toys Wonderland versus Sideshow, not the other way around.
Right.
You can't just shut down like if I say, for instance, there's a competing YouTube channel and I don't like what they're doing and they've got a thumbnail very similar to me, I can't just copyright strike their video because I don't like it existing. It's what it is.
Well, I mean, also, when you do your reviews, you show us the box.
Yeah.
I mean, and you spend a long time going through every bit of those figures. Although Elizabeth does not like your finger snapping.
Oh, really?
She doesn't like that. She's like, "What is he turning into a teenage girl?" She was in a big fight.
I do the snap so that I don't have to wrangle. If there's something that's going to be too much effort, it's so much easier.
I like it.
I'm sorry, Elizabeth. I'm sorry.
No. She said, "Tell Justin that."
Okay, thank you. I will keep that feedback in my back.
Yeah, but I was saying, like, we were watching the Endgame Thor. I mean, it comes with all those lightning. Like, what are you going to do? Come on. That was unruly. You have to get it so we can immediately see it.
Yes. Yes. Oh my. I alluded to the fact that I did not enjoy myself filming that video, and I'll discuss that in but a moment. By the way, we have another quiz courtesy of Bob Dylan.
Wow.
So, and this one is going to be a good one, I think, because it's based on third-party 1/6 scale items. The first one on third-party items. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think we'll be. I'm
gonna get smoked. You're gonna smoke me on this one.
I don't know. You have a lot of third-party stuff that I don't have as well, so I don't know. Not for sure. Is in the house. Thank you very much for the super chat and the diamond icon there. Thank you for that. And Lane Kramer has a question, actually. Hey, Justin and Rob, don't fall into the trap I did and managed to pre-order a J&D Studios Selena Kyle Dark Knight Rises statue. I know next year my wallet will hate me. Your wallet might, but your collection will
Won't.
not.
Is that the she's on the bike? She's on the bat pod?
Yes, that is the... Oh no, that's the Queen Studios one. The J&D one is the one where she's just standing up, but they're calling it hyper real.
Right.
Like, it literally...
Oh, yeah.
Like, I cannot even... With these new statue companies, I can't even. They're insane.
Insane. That figure, yeah. I kind of would feel unclean if I bought that. I think
it would be kind of scary. I don't know. Like, for instance, when I had my 1-to-1 scale Batfleck set up in the room, and whenever I would like just walk in the room and I'd see it out of the corner of my eye, it would freak me out a bit because it's a full life-size realistic looking thing, and then if you have a 1/3 scale, which is very big, and it looks that real, I don't know, it would freak me out.
And then you'd forget, like there'd be those times when you get up in the morning and you'd forget it was there. Yeah. I mean, I have to tell you, I used to have my old apartment a long time ago. I had a life-size cutout, a cardboard cutout of Captain Kirk, William Shatner's James Kirk. And there were times when I would come home like late at night, maybe I'd have a few drinks or something, and you'd walk in and this light would be off, and you'd see a figure and you'd forget, and it would scare the hell out of you.
Yep, and that happens to me all the time.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you that I dated another girl named Elizabeth? I don't know if I say this. Yeah. So I dated this girl, Elizabeth. We're talking mid-90s. So it was a long time ago. The first time she ever came over to my apartment, she couldn't hang because I had shelves of figures, and she was completely freaked out. And then I had a whole a bookcase like I have behind me, but it was all Playmates 9-inch Star Trek figures, because I had the different crews on each, and I think we were like making out or something, and she finally said, I can't do this. I can't be in your apartment. And I was just like, really? She goes, they're just, I'm like,
yep, the eyes follow.
It's toys, man. It's Star Trek characters. She just could not hang. That's what eventually led to the demise of our relationship.
Oh, the toys or nothing.
I'm telling you.
Oh, this is good from Bob Dylan, aka the divorce line of collectibles. Yeah, it could be. It could be. Look, if I bought into the house a very tightly skin tight clad Catwoman in that pose, showing off, her figure, and it looked so incredibly realistic, there might be questions raised. I don't know. Maybe. So I think for more ways than one, the price and also the subject matter, potentially, yes. But they are fantastic products, and I am trying my best to work out a deal to review the Harley Quinn on the channel, because Steph loves Harley, and that is the very best Harley that I think I've ever seen in any scale, most realistic. So I'm trying my best to get it to review. We have a question about Jazz Inc., actually, and I'm so excited because finally, we will have Jazz Inc. or Yoast on the channel. Rob and I will be chatting to him and asking him questions and harassing the heck out of him about new product, I'm sure.
Well,
I think in a couple of weeks he'll be on.
Speaking of him, did you see they got those the Vulture? It looks. What? Do you have one?
That is mine.
No.
It's been shipped yesterday. It's on its way here. It will be arriving in the next couple of days, and I will be trying my best to review that thing because it is huge. So stay tuned. That one that he shared on Facebook.
That's really exciting.
Yes, I am so excited to review, and I'm so happy about the placement. This is something that is so unique to what I do and is so irrelevant to anyone else. But I'm so happy about the placement of the figure in the foam because it's going to make for a perfect thumbnail. I just thought that immediately when I saw that. I was like, oh, thank you. He put it in the middle.
Now, is there a body in the figure?
Yeah, it's a full 1/6 scale Vulture figure. Absolutely.
What did they use for the body? Do you know?
It's just a regular 1/6 scale true type body, I think.
Oh, okay.
Just a Hot Toy style body. And the eyes on the Vulture mask light up. There is no Michael Keaton head sculpt, though, but I'm totally fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that. It's got a full diorama base, which You know me. I'm all about my
Yep.
diorama bases, of course. The wingspan, massive. I don't have any clue how I'm going to review this thing at all. So it's gonna be, but I'm starting to like the challenging product to review. Like 1/6 scale stuff, I've done a fair bit of it now. I kind of know what I'm doing. I like to think. Maybe I don't, but I'm always learning. But when it comes to the big stuff and the weirdly proportioned stuff, and I have a 1-to-1 scale Iron Man bust downstairs that I have to film, and I haven't quite figured out how to do that. But I like the challenge, so I will do that. But Adam Jones asks, "Hey Justin, any update on the Warner Brothers licensing stuff with Jazz Inc? Az keeps rubbing in the fact that he's buying stuff and I can't find the Batman listings on the site because they are password protected." Yes, Adam Jones, first of all, thank you so much for the super chat. You can still order, actually. If you join their Facebook group, they have the password protected link, and then they also have the password there. So just go and join the Jazz Inc. Facebook group, and you can then join and then pre-order or order any Batman stuff that you would like to order. Also, it's almost done. I think I was speaking to Jazz Inc. yesterday. I don't know if I can fully reveal what he told me, but it's so close to being done. It's so close. So don't worry, it's absolutely still happening. And he will be on this show, and Rob and I will be asking him 1,000,001 questions, I'm sure. Hey, what do you have coming up next? Hey, can you make this cool thing? That'll probably be the full interview. Okie dokie. Chris C sends in a super chat saying, "Do you think the reason a third-party company won't make a Cara Dune is that they are scared of the possible fallout or that it won't sell?" I don't think it's that, Chris, and thank you so much for the super chat. I don't think it's that. Rob, what do you think about a third-party Cara Dune?
Well, I mean, obviously, the Disney is the big bad company that you don't want to run afoul of, and I think that we don't see a lot of third-party Star Wars 6 scale figures.
Any.
Yeah. Mostly because Hot Toys is making everything now.
Everyone, except for Grief Karga. Come on.
Yeah, I almost dropped the green on a Space Trooper. I forgot that they made that, and I was like, "Ooh, I want
the Space Trooper."
I do too. I'm like, I want that Space Trooper, and I'm like, that's no Elvis. I can maybe get that. But no, I think it might have something to do with the fact that a third party. Why poke the bear?
Yes,
like I think
two places. They're poking them in the licensing route, and also in the, hey, we know you don't like this particular actress or character. Poke them twice.
I mean, I think that there's a possibility that Hot Toys might make a Cara Dune, because at some point she was in 2 episodes of The Mandalorian, or 2 seasons of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? There's other companies that did, and I think what happened to her was that, this idea that you're gonna pretend like certain character, like most people don't care about Cara Dune or Gina Carano's political affiliations. They just want the character. If you like The Mandalorian, you're a collector. They're making every other Mandalorian figure under the sun. Wouldn't you want a Cara Dune in your collection, especially now that you're going to have all of the Mandalorian characters, you're going to get Timothy Oliphant, why wouldn't you want Gina Carano?
Yep,
and eventually
exactly.
it just seems like, look, you made a show with her. It's not like she came out of left field and did something horrible. I mean, what do you want me to say? So
I don't know. I mean, I've always looked at it as, I like the character, like you said, the character, not necessarily, I don't, whatever the actress likes to do in their spare time, I don't care, as long as they're not doing anything truly abhorrent. I would buy a Cara Dune figure, and I don't really care if people think that that's crazy, because as you said, she was in 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, and we have everyone and their brother from the show, including the Armorer, who is a fully helmeted character who is in, what, 2 episodes, I think? Or 1? No, 2. She's in 2.
Yeah.
Or maybe more. I don't remember properly. I need to go back and rewatch the show, it seems. Good excuse to do that. But by the way, she may be coming today. The Armorer is in the country, and it may be coming today.
Wow, does that mean
So,
that we'll be getting him here in the States soon?
maybe in Hong Kong, they were just delivered, and it was like Coruscant Guard. All of the batches arrived on one trolley. That's how little it sold in Hong Kong. Star Wars is just not popular, and people can't even fathom that. Star Wars isn't popular, so they're making all of this Mandalorian stuff in their own domestic market. They're actually not making a ton of money, if any, because they sold one trolley's worth. Just one trolley. That's
Wow.
it, to the whole of Hong Kong. That's really pretty poor when it comes to selling high-end product. So the same thing happened with Coruscant Guard, 501st, etc. One batch, one and done. So I would assume that if it took them that little time to produce for Hong Kong, that US is not far behind. But if she arrives while we're streaming, we will unbox live and we'll
Wow,
show.
that'd be exciting.
Yes, I know. I love doing a good live unboxing. This is a very interesting question from Peter Pacheco, who, by the way, not only sent in a super chat, but is a channel member, and I think he's a channel member of yours as well.
I think so
Rob.
too.
Thank you, Peter, for that amazing super chat. How does likeness rights work with third-party companies? Would the actor still get residuals? We need a 1/6 scale Starro. Get Rob his endgame cap. Luckily, Rob, would you like to reveal some news on that front?
Yesterday, I got a shipping notice for my Endgame cap, and it's been paid for. All that I have to pay for is the shipping. So they take the shipping as like $40 or something, but whatever. Yes, so there I was. I've been waiting for it for how long? It is going to be in my hot little hands. I'm very excited about that because I've
It's been
wanted
a long
it.
time coming, huh?
A long time coming, and but it's good.
It's here.
It's going to be here. I can't wait to get him. And yep. I'm very excited about that.
Fantastic. Mine
I know.
is actually here. I kept all of my Endgame figures out because obviously I just reviewed Thor yesterday. I don't know why.
Yeah, I saw that you had them all together in the thing. Now, is that lightning on the? Ooh.
I also was sent this diorama base. I'm not sure about the color yet. We'll see how it comes out when I do the proper video. But it's the Avengers, obviously, logo, and it's kind of like an Endgame style from the final battle thing. So I left them all out so I could film that review today. So that I will be filming today. But yeah, the lightning comes with him, Rob.
Oh, it does.
Oh wait, does it?
No, the lightning comes with Cap. Does the lightning? That's what I was curious about. The lightning came with Cap.
This hammer might be from the D23 cap with the lightning.
Okay.
I don't remember. I could be misremembering. Those in the chat who have Endgame cap, please let Rob know if it comes with the lightning or not, or if that is something I have gotten from the D23 cap. Because I know the D23 one came with that. I don't remember if this boy right here did. But either way, Thor does. So if you wanted to, you could give... Ooh, Thor comes with the lightning effects for his pinky finger. I mean, come on now.
I know. So it's great. I love the effects in Stormbreaker.
Oh my god, when you put the effects on this thing, it becomes so heavy. It is so heavy. But like, look at the shine. Look at the shine on this thing. It is insane. And
where does the battery go? Yeah.
The battery, so basically this back panel, it is so hard to remove. This back panel just comes off and the batteries go in there. But yeah, this thing
looks great lit up.
Beautiful. And it has this like smoky effect about it.
Yeah.
So it's not just an LED. Like it literally looks like lightning is coursing through it. This is amazing.
That's really cool.
But anyway, sorry, Peter. To answer your question, no, they do not get residuals. They are unlicensed. They are doing it without the proper rights. So no, unfortunately. That's why a lot of people choose not to support third-party companies. But we choose to support third-party companies because we want the product. And if an official version comes out, we also buy the official. So absolutely, whenever we can, we are supporting artists, companies, etc. But if it doesn't exist and we still want the item, we get it until an official takes its place. Because as we know, official is always best. That should be my new hashtag slogan. Hashtag official is best. Well, let's talk about Endgame Thor for a moment. Because I alluded to this when Rob and I were chatting just before the stream. Here he is. He is by and large fantastic. He's got a big old Thor belly, which is perfect, accurate to the film, obviously. The cape material is pretty darn good. The head sculpt is awesome, as you can see right there. That is 100% him. Likeness is on point. I think this is the best Thor head sculpt they've ever done. But I hated every second of filming this review because it had some very annoying things that also happen with Batman figures. His hands, because of the gauntlets being just over the hand, every time you bend the arm and you have him holding this, which weighs a ton, his hand falls off. I cannot tell you how frustrated I was getting when I was trying to put him in a pose and his hand would fall off, and then the lightning effects were on his arm, and I was trying to push it back on and the lightning effects were falling off, and he was just like, God damn it. I had to take a moment, center myself, and then finish the video because it was one of the most annoying. And then I don't know if you have the Infinity War Thor, right? Rob?
Yeah. I love it.
I have 2 copies of him, and the ankles have gotten really shit on both, and they always want to fall over. This guy, he's got really sturdy ankles, but because of the fat pot belly effect that they've got going on here, there's a lot of weight in the front. He also always wants to fall over. Even though they fixed the ankles this time, he still wants to topple over. So, like, literally, you can see him wobbling right now, right? Like, he literally always wants to fall over. This thing is heavy as well. Maybe it's just me, but it was filming this thing was a right pain, honestly.
I don't like that. I don't like that when that kind of stuff happens because, you want to set them up and it's frustrating.
It is incredibly frustrating. So anyway, I'm glad it's done, and I'm glad y'all can just sit down and enjoy it. And then when you get yours, maybe you can steal a pose from the end of my video, and you can set him up in that pose, and that's job done. Put him in the collection, no problem. And you don't have to contend with the lightning effects, which are so annoying to put on Stormbreaker. Something I didn't mention in the video. Be careful putting the one on the top part, on the blade, because these little pieces down here, they're actually separate pieces. So one of them actually separated from the other 2 and was about to snap off. It had bent out of alignment and was about to snap off this little piece down the bottom here. And if I had pushed that lightning effect on any more aggressively, it would have snapped one of those clean off. So please be careful when you're putting that piece on. Don't lodge it on all the way, because it catches on the bottom and pulls them down. Because the instructions say, put the top in first and then slide it in that way. Like, it fully explains how to do it. But please be careful. And the one on the back, I've got a little bit of paint, of the silver paint sort of rubbing off. You can't really tell. But on the corner there's a little bit of paint rubbing off. So just be careful when you're attaching that one that clamps on the back as well. In fact, if I were you, I just wouldn't bother with the lightning effects for the blade and the back. It's not that cool. It's not that amazing, that effect. And is that metal? No, it isn't metal. But the very fact you're asking if it is metal shows that it is very well painted. It is very, very shiny. I think this is the finish that we're getting on Mando. I mean, check that out. That chrome is insane.
Yeah, that thing looks so good.
And it's huge as well. The original one you saw in the video, Rob, the original one was tiny compared to this. It's massive. It's an absolute massive thing. Mike has an interesting thought. Your review of this figure made me like my Infinity War Thor even more. Would love to have that Stormbreaker, but not worth buying a whole new figure. The concept art version is still really cool. Yes, it is. I never had a massive issue with the smaller Stormbreaker. To be honest, I think logistics-wise, that smaller one makes way more sense than this, which is literally almost as big as Thor himself. It's bigger than a half of a Thor. I mean, yeah, he's a god, but this is huge. How could you swing this thing around? I mean, logistically, practically, it's almost as big as his whole torso. How would he... Or it's bigger than his whole torso, actually. How would he swing this darn thing around and not swing himself at the same time and get off balance? Because it is really that big. Rob.
Sir.
Ricky B sends in a super chat saying that he found an Elvis 68 comeback on eBay for $7.99. Yes, that's around the price.
Yeah.
The one I sent Rob was 700 Australian, which converts to 520 US. So...
Oh, I thought it was way more than that.
No.
Oh.
So yes, we will discuss, I'm sure.
Yes, okay.
Yes, because the one that we found on eBay was like 1,000 US. The one that I found locally is 700 Australian.
Yeah.
They call them dollary dues down here. So, and then American currency is, of course, freedom bucks. So it's not 700 freedom bucks, luckily. Chonky status, says Angel. Yep, chonky. Absolutely chonky. Big time chonk. The cool thing, though, is how big and muscular the arms are. Because when you put these on Infinity War Thor, it gives him a whole new look. Like, it makes him huge. So I'm actually contemplating doing some kind of hybrid between this Thor and the various parts and pieces and the Infinity War one. I think somewhere in between both of those, there's a perfect Thor somehow. Any idea if Stormbreaker will fit into Thanos' hand? Probably? Maybe? I don't know. I have some news for you, Rob, about what might be coming out next.
Oh.
Next up, this is just a rumor, of course, everyone in the chat. It's just a rumor. Please increase your mic volume. Okay, I will do that now. I apologize for that. How does that sound? Is that, in fact, better? Let me know in the chat if that's better. Yeah, next up is, apparently, take this with a grain of salt, battle-damaged, armored Thanos. And I know that you, Rob, are very excited for a battle-damaged...
and I prepaid for that.
Oh. Well, it shouldn't be too far away.
Where's my throne? And I saw that they put it back up for order on Toys Wonderland.
Oh.
They had that Thanos, because it was up again.
Oh.
So...
Well, I'm hoping that means that it's not far away also.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
I know that you love your chairs, and that's a badass chair. Imagine Thanos just sitting there, like you said, doing the thinker pose.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
That's what I want. I want him to do the thinker pose.
Well, apparently, according to the leakers, you will not have to wait very long. And they also said that Hulk, Professor Smart Hulk, whatever they call him, that Hulk will be out soon as well. And I'm very curious. That one's got me more curious than anything. I want to see what the head sculpt looks like in person. I want to see how they've done the body, because it's a new body. It's a little bit smaller than normal Hulk, obviously, because he shrunk down a little bit. I'm very, very curious to see what that looks like in person. Rob, this is a good question, and I think it's pertinent to you, because I don't know, have you seen the Zemo prototype that they showed at Sideshow Con?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, we can talk about him. Simon, with a super chat, thank you, Simon, says, think there is a chance we'll actually see Zemo. Fingers crossed. Great Crosshair video, by the way. Thank you. Yes, Crosshair was famously stolen from the event by Hot Toys and stashed away and then brought back out again. And we did a preview video, so a huge thank you to Ryan for doing that. But Rob, what do you think? Zemo, yay or nay?
Oh, yay all the way.
Oh, yes.
I love that figure.
Me too.
I mean, why wouldn't you want that? I mean, it was surprising because that's the only time we've ever seen it. Like,
yeah,
it's not up for pre-order or anything. Yeah, I know. That's kind of what I was thinking. I'm like, wait, what? It was just kind of there. Was that even supposed to be there? They
didn't even really make a fuss either. It's like it was just by itself, off in the corner in the shadows. Same thing with the Return of the Jedi Scout Trooper and Speeder Bike. It's like, oh yeah, it's over there. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's just sitting there. No worries. Like, come on. It's Zemo. We love Zemo.
I mean, first of all, with Zemo, that would be the obvious figure to show us along with Falcon, with Captain America, and with Winter Soldier. Why? And where's the John Walker?
Oh my! I do not know why. Maybe they're saving it for whatever US agent is going to appear in next. But that's fine. Just make the blue one then. Make the Captain America version. We know that Hot Toys does amazing Captain America figures. They would kill it with a Cap John Walker figure. And I think it would sell. People kind of didn't like him at first and then grew to really like the character because he's flawed and he's human. And I think people liked seeing a different side to a super soldier. A little bit more aggressive side, mind you. But I think it would sell, to be honest. So I'm right there with you, Rob. I'm hoping that we get the Falcon look from the earlier episodes in that suit with the white and red outfit. And also a John Walker and a Zemo. And then I think that's it for the line. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to make the Dora Milaje or something like that. You can keep it chill. Save US Agent in your back pocket for later. But at the very least, US Agent, Falcon, and Zemo, I think, are the three big hitters from that series that deserve a figure, let's be honest. They really do. They're big enough characters to warrant being made into a figure. Brian says, need a diorama with Zemo in the club. Yes. Yes, we do. Dancing Zemo. That's exactly how I would have him posed in my collection too. Dancing Zemo. I love that. I love that. Mike says, would love to see a Val figure. Contessa, I forget her full name, but yes. Val. Absolutely. I'm sure we will at some point. She's poised to be a street level villain of sorts, maybe. We'll see. I don't know why she's assembling her team. Maybe it's for good reasons, not nefarious ones. But I would bet that it's nefarious. I would bet that it's nefarious ones. So we'll see. We will see. Okay. Rob, shall we begin our quiz?
Oh, I'm scared about this, man. I'm terrified. I'm a little terrified about this.
No need. I actually think that you might beat me.
I don't know.
Let's bring up the quiz. Oh, by the way, I know that the film is not getting rave reviews, and I know critics are saying that it's not amazing, but I'm going to see Snake Eyes today, and from being in lockdown for 2 weeks, I'm really excited to get to the cinema again. So I will be seeing Snake Eyes today, and Hasbro sent me a Snake Eyes package, it seems, but no, they're asking me, has it arrived? No, it has not arrived yet, but it seems like there will be a Snake Eyes package coming on the channel. We'll do a live unboxing, I think. Okay, let's bring up the quiz. Also, a lot of people have been telling me, or friends of mine who grew up in the 80s who love He-Man, have constantly been telling me to watch the original show and to buy the Mondo figures, and it's great. And I've never been much interested, to be totally honest with you. It's just, I thought it wasn't going to be my thing. I was like, oh, it's a bit weird. Not for me. Anyway, I sat down and I watched the new show, and I saw, I watched almost your entire video on the He-Man, the new He-Man show on Netflix, Rob. Yep. I loved it. I don't know. I'm sorry. I freaking loved it. I thought the voice acting was great. The animation was stunning. I loved the music. I had no problem with the story either, to be honest with you. But then again, I am coming into the franchise with fresh eyes.
Yeah.
I've never seen the original.
No preconceived notions, nothing.
Correct. And I don't think that necessarily should really affect anything anyway, because as far as I'm aware, all the characters are the same characters, right? And it's not like there was no... Because people's biggest complaint is there's no He-Man. He-Man was in almost every episode, be it in a flashback, and they used him well, but they also gave the other characters time to shine. Like, everyone had their moment, which I think is what worked really well for a film like Endgame. A very packed roster, but everyone had their moment, their one key scene, they had their moment. And I think that's what was missing, as far as I can tell, based on speaking to a friend of mine, from the original is it's mostly He-Man. He would come in, he would kick some butt, and then move on. But I liked it. I really liked it.
You're not alone. I'm getting letters from all different kinds. People are coming from all different positions.
Yep. So I'm excited to see the second half of... Is it second half of the first season or season 2?
I guess it would be the second half of the story.
Yeah.
I think.
Hey, Ryan Kirkwood is here, by the way, our resident photographer. And he said he watched it last night too, and he thinks it's kinda decent. That's exactly how I would expect Ryan to describe it. Ryan is, he's very quiet and reserved when it comes to his emotions on shows. Please, no spoilers. Don't worry, I won't give any spoilers. But I thought it was great. I don't have any preconceived notions, though, so maybe that's why I think it's great, perhaps. But then again, I'm a fan of, if something is done well in the original, like it seemingly was, why do you want them to just do it again?
Right.
Surely you would want something, and I know people are going to get so mad at me for saying this. So very mad. Last Jedi. I know, freak out. It ruined your childhood, whatever. But the original trilogy still exists. So if you want to watch the original trilogy, pop in the Blu-ray and you can just watch it. If you want to watch something different and a different take on Star Wars, you can watch that. And I personally liked that it was different. There were certain things like, the Canto Bite scenes that potentially didn't work so well for me. But the rest of it, I really liked it. Same thing can be said with He-Man. It's different. It's not just the same thing over and over again. And I wish that Netflix showed Transformers the same love that they showed He-Man with this series, because I don't know if you watched Beast Wars when it was airing back in the day, Rob.
I did see episodes of that show.
But everyone knows Megatron has an iconic voice. Yes. In the Netflix version, the voice acting, I'm sorry, everyone sounds like everyone. That is the one biggest letdown of the entire show, is the voice acting. Optimus Prime is not Peter Cullen. How can you not do a prequel to G1 and not get Optimus Prime? Apparently it's because he was in a union and they didn't want to pay whatever they had to pay to get it to happen. But I just wish they'd showed Transformers the same love that they'd showed He-Man, because they got Mark Hamill in to do the voice of Skeletor, obviously, and it was amazing. Everyone had unique voices, which is crazy for me to say, because that's just something you would expect. But yeah. Trust me, the Transformers show, I don't know if you've seen it, Rob, on Netflix, but it's not quite right, unfortunately. And I love Transformers, so I'm quite sad about that. Okay, let us get to our quiz. Sorry, I was derailed.
Okay, I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
I'm nervous as well, actually. Let's get to it. So this quiz is courtesy of our resident quiz expert and channel member and awesome mod, Bob Dylan. So a huge thank you to Bob Dylan for the quiz. How the quiz works, as always, is I will take a question, then Rob will take a question, and if you want to follow along in the chat, please do, because sometimes we have to phone a friend and we need some assistance from y'all in the chat. So this one is all about third-party figures. Oh, well. Amidst a sea of green and blue, you got to pick something to stand out. Yes, you do. Rob, this question is for you, sir. Is this a figure known as Guidance, B, a figure known as Mentor, C, Sabermaster, or D, Transcendent?
Oh my God. What's his name? B, Mentor?
Are you sure you want to lock in Mentor?
Well, if you're asking me that, I would either take C or B, seem the obvious ones to me, but Guidance? Would somebody name a figure Guidance?
Yes, I will reveal that it is not Guidance because Guidance is Trinity from the Matrix. She is
No.
Guidance. Yes, what a terrible name.
I guess C.
C? Okay, let's lock in C, Saber Master, which of course is a fitting name because Mace Windu is a Saber Master in the prequels. There he is. While we can't quite grant him the rank of Master, he's still a welcome addition to the Laser Sword family. Where do you stand on that, Rob? Lightsaber or Laser Sword?
Oh, it's lightsaber.
Absolutely.
Because there's like the Gundam franchise has beam sabers.
Beam saber, yes.
And then like Star Wars ripoffs like Star Crash, I guess, have laser swords. But lightsaber is such a cool name.
I know.
I mean,
it's classy.
When you look back at some of the great sci-fi names, Star Wars has them. Like a TIE fighter, a twin ion engine fighter. Yes. Or like the Kuat shipyards where Star Destroyers are built or whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, what is it? Is it Incom T-65 X-Wing fighter? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
I
love it.
Yeah, I mean, and then all the names of even Mace Windu. What a great name.
I know. That naming is definitely one of Star Wars' strong suits, and how they call them blasters instead of guns.
Yeah, it's great.
Love it. A good question, by the way, while we are mid-quiz. From Sendong, which one is better, a special edition or an exclusive? It depends. Usually a special edition will just come with a nice added throw-in, where an exclusive actually is exclusive to that company. So I would say a special edition is, like, you're actually getting more.
Like, I've lost out on the special edition of Armored Deadpool because I forgot to order it in advance.
Don't worry. You'll be able to get it somewhere else. And that is going to be one of the biggest things that let people know, hey, this is a good place to order from, because we don't impose a stupid time limit. Once they are sold out, that's when they're gone, not when 4 hours is up. Also, by the way, when Toys Wonderland comes back, should be today or tomorrow, they're extending their summer sale, because their summer sale was cut short, the 10% off store-wide. That was cut short because their website was taken down, obviously. So they've just extended it for another 2 weeks. So that will continue. So if anyone thinks that they're going to miss out on that summer sale, no, they're just going to continue.
By the way, it's so funny we're talking about Cara Dune and being a third party. We just saw a third party Star Wars figure.
Yes, one of the only ones, surprisingly. One of the only ones. And it's great. I really like that Mace Windu.
Yeah.
They did something naughty and they recast a Nick Fury head sculpt, but deleted the beard, so they resculpted the mouth. But that's kind of good because that means they're using a Hot Toys Samuel L. Jackson sculpt, so you can't really get better than that, right? Like, if you're going to do it, if you're going to be sleazy about it, give us a good product at least, and I think that's what they did.
It's our sleaze.
Exactly. Oh my. Okay. Perhaps not the cyborg you were hoping for, but a special one nonetheless. Speaking of which, where the heck is Cyborg?
I don't know.
Well, I do. I think. I have some news. Again. This show is getting a lot of news today.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of, this is really interesting.
I have been told that next month there will be a DC event by Hot Toys like there was last year. But that one was in Japan. I'm pretty sure this one's going to be in Hong Kong. A DC event. So everyone's saying that DC's not getting enough love. Don't worry, there will be love. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see a Cyborg there, finally. And we're going to see more Suicide Squad figures, which I'm so excited about.
Well, everyone, the response to Suicide Squad's been through the roof.
Yep.
So everybody that I've talked to or know who's seen it loves it.
I'm so excited to see it. Next week is Suicide Squad week, so I'm very, very excited to see that. But stay tuned for coverage of the DC convention /event that will be held, I'm pretty sure, in Hong Kong. That's all the information I have at this time. Okay, is this third-party mess of metallicness A, steel, B, steel 2.0, C, King of Atlantis, or D, the mechanical? Well, this is a third-party version of, why am I blanking on his name? Cable. Third-party version of Cable by Toy Zero. Steel and Steel 2.0 are Colossus. There's two different versions of Colossus from Toy Zero. By the way, an amazing figure that Hot Toys never made. So, if you are looking for a 1/6 scale Colossus, who is massive, check out the Steel figures. C, King of Atlantis, is obviously an Aquaman figure, so I'm going to go with D, the mechanical.
I think that's the only one to go with.
What a name. What a name. Yes, it is the mechanical. Let's see the mechanical. Not many third-party figures can tout being shared on social media by their likeness inspiration. Hopefully, the Hot Toys version is even more impressive.
Yeah,
yes.
Where's that figure?
I don't know. It was shown last year at the Summer Showcase, so I don't know where it is. But Bob Dylan is right. Why am I blanking on the actor's name? Who plays
Josh Brolin.
Thanos? Josh Brolin. He shared a picture of this, or part of this figure, on his Instagram, and his celebrity friends thought that it was him in the makeup. And they were like, oh, you're getting back, you're doing the role again, blah, blah. And people in the comment chat was like, no, it's not, it's a figure. And it's unlicensed. So when people ask, do these actors care about unlicensed figures of them being made? It seems like no, because he shared it on his social media. He deleted it, obviously, after the fact. When he realized, I would assume, or he was told by his people. But he thought that it was impressive enough to share on his social media.
Yeah.
Interesting. So yes, Hot Toys, where is our Cable? Come on now. We need him. Okay, next. Oh no, what is this?
Yeah, what is this?
Why did the chicken cross the road to get to secret base? Of course. Thank you, Bob Dylan, for your amazing description there, as always. Is this A, the humorist, B, the comedian, C, Lady Katana, or D, Batman Who Laughs? Rob, this is all yours.
Maybe the comedian pulling a chicken out of something like I don't know.
Something. I have no idea.
I don't either.
What on earth is that chicken?
Like it's something that a magician would pull out of a hat.
I think the chat doesn't know either, because we have A, B, and then C from 3 different people. So they've said all of them basically. Yeah. I don't know what this is.
Neither do I.
Well,
you know what? I'm going to say the humorist.
Go with humorist?
Yeah.
Okay, let's lock it in. Let's lock in humorist. I just clicked it and I revealed the
I don't even know how that could be Lady Katana. I have no
Lady
clue.
Katana. Well, I'm giving the points to Rob. Anyway, I really need to stop doing that, huh? Okay. Let's take a look at the image.
Okay.
I see. That Lady Katana. I thought DC Katana. That's what I thought that was referring to.
Me too.
It's a lady. It's Lady Deadpool or Lady Pool.
Yeah.
I forget what they call her in the comics. I really like the look of this, actually. Maybe one day
I do
I'll
too.
pick up.
Do you have this figure?
No, I didn't even know it existed, to be totally honest with you.
That's a great look. It looks great.
Cool.
Yeah.
I might have to get that. I might need to get that. Wanda Wilson, aka Lady Deadpool, is one gal that can slice and dice with the best of them, and tell a few jokes while she does it too. Yes, I can see that chicken, obviously, and a Deadpool bobblehead is in her hand. This looks pretty cool. Toys era Lady Katana. I will look it up after the stream, and I may just get it. I may.
It's really cool.
I've started picking up some older figures, by the way, because obviously there are lull periods between Hot Toys releases, so I purchased the Storm Shadow from G.I. Joe, whatever the second movie was, because I wanted to get it to go along with my Snake Eyes. Say what you will about the films, the figures themselves are awesome. So I've ordered him. He should be here soon. Silver Centurion from Iron Man 3. I have ordered him. So I'm going back and reviewing some Iron Man 3 stuff.
Nice.
Which, some of those releases, yes, they are plastic armors, but they're like iconic comic book armors. Silver Centurion. Come on, we're never going to see it again in the MCU. If this is the only time we get to own a 1/6 scale Silver Centurion, come on. So I've picked it up. I need to get Star Boost, Heartbreaker, and the Mark 9.
Yeah, I really want Star Boost.
Star Boost is beautiful. I've owned it before, but the idiot in me sold it. So I need to get it back. And they're not crazy expensive, which is good. They're not crazy expensive. And I'm also considering getting the Sideshow Darth Malgus from Knights of the Old Republic.
I have that.
Maybe. And do you like it?
I do like it. I like it a lot, actually.
Okay. Maybe I need to get myself that also. Well, either way, old stuff. Old stuff is coming to the channel. Also, I'm planning on getting the new Goblin from Spider-Man 3. Just in case he makes a cameo. Not that he will, but just in case. Better to have him than not. I'd like to have all of the Spider-Man villains, and he's the last one I need. So I will get him probably from Toys Wonderland when they are back, I would imagine. Anyway, on to the next question. Say what you will about the movies, but at the least the matching outfits were fire. Oh yes, I did like the yellow X outfits, to be honest. I liked that. But I know a lot of people didn't necessarily. And the film wasn't great, but I like the outfits. All the same. Is this A, Cyclops Tech, B, Phoenix Lady, C, Warhead, or D, Speedster? By the way, these names... I had no hand in the creation of any of these.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
Because I think I personally could do better than Phoenix Lady, which is the answer. Phoenix Lady, what a name for, of course. So let's see the image here of Phoenix. Maybe not the most beloved figure, but that Phoenix accessory was awesome. Yes, she came with this huge firebird, this massive diorama bird, and it was awesome. But the head sculpt? No. I think it's one of the only So-So Toys figures that didn't quite hit the mark.
Yeah, no.
But anyway, we can forget that because that was the one and only figure they made from that line, which is good. But I am hoping that someone does do the comic armored outfit for her that we saw at the end of Apocalypse in that little sneak preview after credits, whatever it was, thing. Where we saw the more comic inspired looks with Nightcrawler and Cyclops and Mystique, etc. Toys era, do Jean, it's the fun, and Storm. Jean and Storm, and then that's the whole team done. Okay, Rob, the katana is one of those weapons that never goes out of style.
That is a gorgeous looking katana.
I have no idea what this is. No idea. Is this A, Freedom Warrior, B, Spiritual Leader, C, Devoted Samurai, or D, Benevolent Samurai? Oh my.
I think it's the Benevolent Samurai.
Oh, interesting. I have no idea, so I'm going to go with you on this one. D, Benevolent Samurai.
Because that would be the that's a Last Samurai figure, right? That's the.
I honestly don't know. We going with it?
Well, why not? I have no idea.
Let's lock in D. No, it is not. Would you like to phone a friend in the chat, perhaps, and see if the chat has any? Oh, then again, I'm just looking at the chat and they're saying B, C, D.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know either.
I just took a guess.
I'll take a guess at it. A spiritual leader is Morpheus, and I don't know if that necessarily looks like. It could be, because I'm seeing the the crosshatch pattern on his jacket. It could be Morpheus. It could be Morpheus. So I'm gonna go with Morpheus on this one, with spiritual leader. Let's just go for it. Spiritual leader. Is it? It is.
Wow.
Spiritual leader. That was partially 90% a guess. There he is. No, you're not dreaming. This depiction of Morpheus wasn't half bad. Maybe Matrix 4 will inspire Hot Toys to give us one. Hot Toys and their lines of Keanu figures, but not making any of the supporting cast. Yes, they have done John Wick. They have done Neo from The Matrix. They have done, what's his name? Johnny Silverhand from Cyberpunk. But none of the supporting cast. They literally paid for the license rights just to make the Keanu figure. So I think that Howard Chan really likes Keanu, and it's always interesting to see whatever Keanu project comes out, if there will be a figure. I'm pretty sure for Matrix 4 we'll get a new, older version of Neo, and John Wick, the next John Wick chapter. I want that Donnie Yen, because he's going to be in the film fighting alongside John Wick. I want a Donnie Yen figure to go along with him. Maybe he'll wear a badass suit as well. That'll be awesome. Because Chirrut is one of my favorite figures from Rogue One.
Yep.
Fantastic release. So hopefully we get him in that movie also. Okay. This is a So-So Toys figure. I already know who it is, but I don't remember the name. Don't rush to answer before you've had a chance to slow down and consider all the options at least twice. Okay.
I actually have that shirt.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe we need to source this shirt for your 1/6 scale version of yourself. Perhaps. So then it's accurate to the real life you. Hey now. Come on. Okay. Is this A, Warhead, B, Nightcrawler, C, Silver Speed, or Speed Silver, 2.0, or Speed Silver, just the original? Obviously it's Quicksilver.
Yeah.
And So-So Toys famously made the first Quicksilver from Days of Future Past. Was the first time he appeared, right? I think? Yes. In a silver jacket with the headphones and everything. Really weird, wacky look, but I kind of liked it. They made that figure, and then they made a more subdued version of him from Deadpool 2. This is the outfit he was wearing in Deadpool 2 when they opened the door to that room and he was in there with the rest of the team. That's what he was wearing. And he also had a swap out outfit for the Dark Phoenix look with the yellow X on the outfit. This is Speed Silver 2.0.
Yeah, it would have to be, because that takes place in the 90s, and in the 80s, in Days of Future Past, there was no Nirvana.
Exactly. It is Speed Silver 2.0. There it is. We'll lock it in. Let's see an image. The silver-haired devil stole the show more than once in X-Men Apocalypse. Yes, he stole the show in Days of Future Past too. I love that scene. All of the slowdown scenes that it seems other companies are also starting to do now, the slowdown running scenes. I really like them. With the music playing and, having a bit of fun with it. I like that. That was cool.
Yeah.
All right. This one is all you, Rob. This is one cool figure if you're a fan of Days of Future Past. I see what you did there. Cool figure with the snow. Is this A, Frostbite, B, Avalanche, C, Frozen Man, or D, the Freezer? Oh my god.
I have no idea. I don't know what you would call.
I don't know. Because obviously it's Iceman from Days of Future Past.
Of course.
But all of those names could work because they're all snow or ice related.
Right.
Oh my.
Well,
the chat, there are a couple in the chat that say Frozen Man. There are a couple in the chat, so I don't know if you want to take that on board or not.
I would call him Frostbite. Frozen Man's no fun.
Too.
Frostbite
I like Frostbite.
Yeah, that's what you would call him that if you had to come up with the name.
I would. So we going with that?
That's all I can say. That's what I got for you.
Let's go. Let's go with Frostbite. No.
God.
No. And I think I know what the name is. The terrible name. Frozen Man.
Yeah.
I think it's Frozen Man All right, let's lock in Frozen Man. Rob, I'm going to award you the point, sir, just because I think they should have called it Frostbite. That diorama base might just slide into your collection. I love that hunk of ice, that base right there.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's a cool figure.
Yeah, he is awesome. And the likeness is pretty darn good. It's a So-So Toys figure. It seems like they've stopped making stuff like this now. The movie X-Men stuff. And I think that's for the best. And they're going with classic comic book style versions.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for their Green Goblin. I cannot wait. I'm so excited for their comic book.
But that's a neat figure. That makes me want to get that figure.
Yeah, it's really cool. They call it the Ice Skateboard. It is heavy. It is translucent. It looks like ice. It is awesome. So yes, I highly recommend it. And it goes well with your Days of Future Past Wolverine, if you have him. Okay, this is one time you won't see Raph holding the Sai. Oh my, what on earth is this? Obviously, this is Neo with the one hint there. But there have been about 1 million different Neos. Okay. Oh my god. Is this A, the Messiah, B, PC Killer, C, Transcendent, or D, Guidance? These names are all terrible, first of all. Whoever these third-party companies are, they should be ashamed of themselves with those names. Oh my... They could have literally just called him The One. I don't think anybody has copyrighted The One.
Well, there was the Jet Li movie.
Yeah, it could be anything, or just literally just put 1 on the box. Like, nobody can copyright a number, surely. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go with Messiah. Because there was a third-party Neo that was Messiah. I don't know if this is it, but there was one that was called Messiah, and it was Neo from Matrix 2. So let me lock in Messiah. It was Messiah. Oh my god, that is a terrible name. Let us take a look at him. There he is. This reloaded Neo came with a rather nice wired long coat.
Yeah, that looks
Handy
great.
for helping him recreate his his Superman thing. Yeah, he's not a bad figure, actually. Bob Dylan has a awesome diorama with Neo doing the spin kick and about 10 Agent Smiths around him.
Yeah.
It is one of the most fantastic dioramas I've ever seen. I'll need to get a picture of Bob Dylan's diorama up. Bob Dylan, if you're still here and you want me to show a picture of it, let me know, because I definitely can. All right, Rob. You don't have to be a mind reader to know this is one awesome effect piece. Oh yes. Is this A, Dark Phoenix, B, Telepath, C, the Prescience, or D, Psychic Assassin?
Well, I would go with D, just because that's the figure I would want to buy. The Psychic Assassin.
I actually think you are right. There were 2 versions of Psylocke. This is, I think, the So-So Toys one, and I think you might be right. So we're locking in D?
Yeah.
All right, Psychic Assassin. That's actually not a bad name. Yes. You are correct, sir. Let us see that Psylocke. Here we go. Which version of Psylocke do you prefer? So-So Toys or Toysera, and why? I like the So-So Toys one better. I like the body that they used, and I also like the head sculpt better. I think this picture doesn't do it justice. It looks better in person. It actually looks like Olivia Munn. Do you have a third-party Psylocke?
I don't, but I really want one.
You should get it. It's fantastic. It is awesome. And they pegged the arms and the legs in separately to the body. So that means you can move them. They are seamless, but you can move them at the hips and at the shoulders without tearing any
oh, that's great.
Silicone or rubber or whatever the heck they use on these things. So yeah, strongly recommend this figure. It's fantastic. And you can place it alongside your classic X-Men, because this is a very comic-inspired outfit also. I can't imagine the conversations that were had trying to get Olivia Munn to wear something like this for the film. It's a very faithful comic recreation, let's just say. Okay then. It's a shame fancy crests are a thing of the past. What is this? Is this A, the Scourge, B, the Spaniard, C, Ancient Warrior, or D, the Omniscient? Well, I think this is Heimdall. I think this is the top of his helmet. Obviously, he's got that big, impressive hat that he wears. Oh, Rob, are you checking for reference? Are you checking for reference?
I can't answer this one. Only you can.
I think this is Heimdall. I don't have mine handy, unfortunately. I wish I had my new collection room set up and I could just turn around and look. That will be happening at some point, and I will win all of these quizzes automatically because I can just turn around and look at them. I think it's the Omniscient, which is Heimdall.
You're correct.
It is the Omniscient. Let's take a look at that figure. Nothing escapes his gaze, and he can see this quiz is almost over. Yes, we're almost at the end. Bonus round. Tune in for this last clue. Oh. Is this A, Freeman, B, the Agent, C, Transcender, or D, Transcendent? Oh, okay. This is a hard one. Rob, it's all yours.
I'm going to go with the Agent.
The Agent? We're locking in the Agent?
Looks like there's like an earpiece of some kind.
Yep, there looks like you are right about that, but I'm not sure about the name.
I'm not sure about
you in
the
the chat.
either.
People are saying the Agent. I think you might be right. Let's lock it in. The Agent. What? No. Oh. Okay. Would you like to take another guess, sir?
The Transcender.
Transcender. Oh
yeah.
My god, what a terrible name. If that's
terrible
true.
name. That's the only reason I'm picking because it's so bad.
Oh my god, it is. Oh,
I was gonna go with that because it's so bad that I was like,
It is horrible. Let's take a look. There he is. It is inevitable. This simulation is at an end. You are now free to like, comment,
and subscribe. That is not
a
great figure.
It comes with 2 head sculpts. It comes with this one, and it comes with a recast of the Red Skull Hugo Weaving head. And that one is fantastic because obviously it's a Hot Toys sculpt. You can't beat it. This one is their own interpretation, and it's not quite right. You are correct there. But yeah, I'm gobsmacked that is the name. Transcender. What on earth? Why is it not called the Agent? It's Agent Smith. Toys Era. What are y'all doing? Come on now. Peter Pacheco says that is bad. Yes, it is bad. I don't know what they were thinking.
That was bad.
All right. That is our quiz for today. Now, we do have something else to look at while we are here. It's in the title of the video. It is the ACGHK images. We have an album of images from Ryan, of course. He went out in person to ACGHK and took the images. I am putting the best ones together right now, and Rob and I will quickly discuss because Rob has to get to dinner with Elizabeth because it is her birthday. Okie dokie.
I still got time, though.
Excellent, excellent. We do have a couple of awesome reveals and also things that we knew were coming. 3-0 were in attendance, obviously. 3-0 always at ACGHK. But this year, Hot Toys were not. That has me a little bit sad. Because usually they have a huge booth with everything there.
Yeah.
All the upcoming Star Wars, all the upcoming Marvel. But this year, no. They held their own event, and I think I know why. I think they did that so that they could control who they were able to let in. Because, of course, if it's ACGHK, all press are allowed in.
Well, why wouldn't they? What is it with this exclusive thing with the press?
I don't know. I hate it. I hate it.
Like what you think that if you're in the press, wouldn't they want all press, not just some press? Don't they want everybody?
I really hate it. It's terrible. It makes no sense, right? It makes no sense. But they for some reason do that. and I'm not exactly sure why. Okay, I have the images, and by the way, Comic Relief Cast sends in a $5 super chat. Thank you so very much for that, Comic Relief Cast. Hey, RMB and Justin, been a while, finally able to catch you live. Hey, that's awesome.
Hello there.
I'm glad that you are, yes, hello there. I'm glad that you are able to catch us live. I'm just ordering the images for us so we have them in a decent order, because of course, when I put them in, they decided their own order, and it's a rubbish one. So I'll be up in a moment. But, Rob, did you have a chance to check out my ACGHK coverage?
I did.
And was there anything that caught your eye that previously was unknown to you?
No, well, not really. There's a lot of interesting things because it wasn't. None of it was really on my radar. So there's a lot
of. What about the? Are you in on the Dlx Transformers line?
No, but it's very cool. It's a very cool line.
If they were to do how big of a Transformers fan are you, actually? I don't think I've ever asked you that.
I like the Transformers, but I wasn't married to it. When the Transformers first started coming out in America, they were repackaged versions of toys I'd already seen from like Robotech and other lines.
Yes.
So,
of course,
again, I was a little too old, but I do like Japanese diecast robots. I'm a huge fan of that. So I have owned Optimus Primes over the years, and I've wanted to jump in every time I see some of what Az has got, but a lot of these diecast or the bigger versions are amazing.
Yes. I think 3.0 are at the pinnacle of diecast Transformers, if you ask me. They don't transform, obviously, which I know a lot of people... Hey, if you want them to transform, that's cool. There are so many options for you. But when it comes to these things,
yeah, dude, I saw that. What is that? That's amazing.
Literally, I'm just looking at this. There is too much for the eye to look at. Like, there is so much going on. I mean, when I get this thing, it's basically Optimus Prime and Jetfire combined. And people did clarify, because I said it looks like you can buy Optimus Prime and buy Jetfire and then buy this. It's called the Jet Power Optimus. You can buy this as one item. Not the case. You have to tear apart Jetfire and put the pieces on him. So that means if you want all three on display, you have to buy 2 Jetfires and 2 Optimus Primes. So I don't know how people feel about that. Very, very good business move, because it means that people have to buy repeats.
It's really cool, though.
But look at it. I mean, I don't even love Revenge of the Fallen. In fact, I don't love it at all. But that design for Optimus is so cool.
Yep.
He's got the huge wings. He's got big honking cannons. I'm curious if this thing is going to be able to pose because of how heavy some of this stuff must be on him. It is huge.
It's amazing.
Absolutely huge. I thought I was done with collecting Bayverse Transformer property stuff, but now seeing this and the next thing, which is, you'll see in just a second, it's just the normal version of Prime. I mean, I'm all in. I love the way this guy looks. It's fantastic. That armor, the paint applications, metal. It's the... Thank you in the chat, Lane Kramer. It is the Dlx Optimus Prime. For those wondering, this is the smaller scale. This is the Dlx one. So it's roughly the same height as this Thor, 12 inches or so. So not quite as big as that massive 18-inch one. But I like this size better, to be totally honest.
Yeah,
I like
so cool.
This is their best line, I think, of Transformers to date. Best scale, best amount of diecast, best paint applications, best articulation. This is the Transformers line.
How detailed that is.
I know. Like, let's zoom in. I mean, seriously, there is so much going on. Every millimeter of this guy, there is...
Yeah, it's
detail.
amazing.
So 100%, I need to have it. I need to have this thing. And I don't even really love the Bayverse designs. This is the Optimus Prime that you would combine with the Jetfire, who you'll see in a second. So... Optimus Prime on his own also looks really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I love the way this guy looks as well. And they can very easily repurpose this, do the abs, and make a Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime. Because in Dark of the Moon, he also had the jet wing version with the big wings and the big rotary Gatling guns as well. So if they wanted to, they could do a Jet Wing Prime, who is a lot of people's ultimate version of this Optimus Prime. So I'm very, very excited about this particular line that they've started with Optimus and Jetfire. Maybe we'll get a Megatron next. Ooh, I would be down for that. Okay, Jetfire is next, and he is... Something about Jetfire's beard kind of freaks me out. It's got like all these like freaky spikes coming out of it.
But this looks so cool. These are so cool.
Let me zoom in, and we'll take a look at the detail, because Ryan's pics are incredibly high res, by the way.
Yeah,
Ryan
look
does
at...
an amazing job.
And that's the SR-71.
It is the Blackbird itself, and he's got all of the little caution stickers, and you can see that it's got like this wind-swept paint effect, like the wind has burned over the... You know how you get wind burn from traveling at insane speeds, which this thing can do, and insane altitudes as well. The paint applications are insane.
That face is great.
And he has interchangeable parts for his beard. I don't know what they do, but he does. And these little fins out the side of his face. I really like this guy. I'm very, very excited to build this set. I know I've already said it, but I am very, very excited.
Wow.
DJN sends in a super chat. Thank you, DJN. And says, not letting in press, it makes perfect sense. It's about control, money, and reputation. Keep out true critics. Cheers, gents. Yes, you might be right about that, DGN, but I am one of the least critical critics out there. I am one of the most in favor of their products, so I don't know why they did not let me in. S-Beam sends a $5 super sticker. Thank you, S-Beam, for your super sticker. S-Beam is working on a 1/6 scale Rob and a 1/6 scale me. So I'm very excited to see the final results of the Rob and the me.
That's right.
So stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'm sure we'll do a live stream with S-Beam when these are fully ready to reveal, and we will definitely discuss. If you're down to do that, S-Beam, let us know. And I'm pleased to report the 10-minute guest spots for future live streams will still be happening. It's just with the last week's dilemmas with Hong Kong sellers that stopped me from being able to get back to the creators who wanted to do the 10-minute guest spots and show off their collections. But it will happen, don't worry. I will put out a thing on Instagram saying for the next 20 minutes I'm taking requests to do the guest spot, and then you'll message me and let me know. Okay, Jetfire and Soundwave. This is a unique take on Soundwave. It is the shattered glass version. Rob, Soundwave, yay, nay?
Look at this. Come on.
Look at the bandana.
How cool is that?
There is nothing that makes less sense than a bandana, but looks any cooler than it, because it looks awesome. I love
I do too.
I love that bandana.
Look at that. Oh, now, are these mostly die-cast?
I'd say these guys, their entire inner skeleton is die-cast, so they are very, very heavy. Very hefty. Their feet are usually die-cast as well. I'd say about 75%, maybe.
Looks good.
Yeah. I need this. This is limited to 1,000 pieces, by the way. But I have the Shattered Glass Optimus Prime. So once you get one, you got.
Well, you gotta have that bandana on because he might get sweaty.
Of course.
You know?
I wonder what the significance of that is. If you know, let me know what the significance of this bandana is in Shattered Glass. Shattered Glass is a version of Transformers where they flip it, and the Decepticons are good and the Autobots are evil. So this is a good version of Soundwave. That's why his Decepticon symbol is red, and he is a very heroic white and blue, and I love it. It's a really cool design. I'm very, very excited to get him. If I can, Ryan is going to the event in August to try and get me one of the 200 that they're selling there. Only 200. So hopefully Ryan can snag me one. DJN sends in another super chat. Thank you, DJN. Caught up in the stings. Very unfair / unfortunate. You are very balanced. Love all the sessions / vids. Thank you, DJN. I try my best. To go along with Soundwave, you get Ravage.
So cool.
I mean, let me zoom in on Ravage here. If you haven't, go ahead and check out my Soundwave review, because this is the exact same thing. It actually transforms into a hunk, not a cassette. It transforms into like a brick, and you can put it in his chest. But yeah, Ravage is fantastic. Those teeth are very sharp, by the way. Yeah. And these missiles are very fragile. I already broke one on mine, so be careful. Be very, very careful with Ravage. Okay, next up. This right here is a new line from 3.0. It's called the MDLX, and M stands for Mini. This guy's around 4 inches tall.
Wow.
He's tiny. He's teeny tiny little bumblebee. What do you think, Rob, about a smaller scale line than even DLX?
You know what? The bigger the better for me. I mean, small's fine, but it's too small.
I think the DLX line is perfect. There is no need to make it any smaller than that. I think these are for the space-conscious Hong Kong-based collectors, maybe, and they would like something a little bit smaller to fit into their tighter display spaces, because the design is really cool. I would buy this in the bigger DLX scale, 9-10 inches or so. But you'd be, I wouldn't blame you for being fooled into thinking that this was a bigger figure based on the detail. I mean, the sculpt, the paint applications on this guy right here, for such a small little dude, it looks insanely good. You can even see, because he's so small, when Ryan got up close to take the image, the bokeh was really strong, because he's basically doing a macro shot right here, because he's literally a 4-inch figure. He is tiny. So, and that looks like a die-cast ball joint in there as well, so I'm assuming there will be a little bit of die-cast in him. Cool design, a little bit too small for me. Just a little bit, I think. This is an Optimus Prime from the same line, in grayscale. This is about 6 inches tall, so he's more in line with your 1/12 scale.
Pretty cool, though.
Figures. It's a very G1 design, which I know a lot of people would love. And again, if this was in DLX scale, I would be over the moon, because it's very classic G1. It's awesome. But it's a very small item. So for me, it's not really my scale, if that makes sense. So it's cool. It's great. It looks great. Bit too small for me personally, I think. Unfortunately, but if you want me to review it, let me know, and I will review it. This, on the other hand, is something that I am very interested in. This is a 1/12 scale die-cast Hulkbuster.
How great does that look?
It looks incredible. It's also, it can pose up a storm. I'm not sure if you've seen the pics of it doing a 3-point landing pose. What the hell? How can this do that?
What is that? How much does this cost?
I don't know, actually. I don't think it's crazy, because it is 1/12 scale. I would be surprised if it was more than a die-cast Iron Man figure. I think it's less than a Hot Toys die-cast Iron Man figure, which is great. That's a good price range to be in, I think, for this. I reviewed the Comic Cave Studio version of this Hulkbuster. I'm very, very curious to compare this one to the Comic Cave version, because the Comic Cave version was already great. But look at this. It's beautiful. It is absolutely stunning. Is this tempting you into 1/12 scale?
I don't think I could do that, but man, does it look incredible.
Oh yeah. I'm very happy for you 1/12 collectors out there, because this is pretty much the ultimate Hulkbuster, I think. Especially in terms of posability. This can do things the Hot Toys one could never even dream of, because the Hot Toys one is basically a big statue. Pretty much. I mean, you can move the arms and legs a little bit, but it's pretty much just a fixed statue type deal. So I'm actually a little bit jealous of you 1/12 collectors getting this, because this can pose up a storm. 3-point landing pose from a Hulkbuster. Come on now. That is insane to even think about. So I will be getting it, and I will be reviewing it and comparing it to the Comic Cave version. Comic Relief Cast sends in a question for you, or a statement for you, Rob, and thank you so much for the super chat, Comic Relief Cast. Official comic shop of
That's
the
Jacob
Burnettwork
Fudge's
here.
comic book store.
Hey, that's awesome. We've got some big Hot Toys orders coming to the shop, and I always tell my customers to go to both of these channels. Keep up the Lord's work, gents. Thank you, Comic Relief Cast. That is awesome. That's exciting that you have some Hot Toys pieces coming in for your lucky customers.
What's interesting about Jacob's comic book stores is after the pandemic hit, you know, he'd recently opened his comic book store. It was a new venture for him.
Yes.
And he was going out of his way, like he was driving places to make sure his customers got their comics.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really, that's dedication to your business right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Comic Relief Cast, that's awesome. Great work getting your items out to the lucky collectors. And thank you for recommending our channels. That's fantastic. Isn't that 3-0, says Max? Yes, this right here is 3-0. This is made by 3-0. I thought I said that, but if I didn't, this is made by 3-0. And to go along with that, this is the Iron Man that you put inside it. I was mistaken. In my video, I said that you can fit a full, this full figure inside Hulkbuster. Apparently, you have to take his arms and legs off, and then he goes in. So, I apologize. I was mistaken. Still, he can go in a way. In a way, he can go in. And he looks awesome. The proportions on this guy look just as good, if not even better than the Hot Toys one, because the 43 is an early diecast figure. It's, I think, it's the third diecast figure they ever made, based off the Mark 42, which is the second they ever made. So it's a very early design in terms of the engineering and proportions. This looks very, very, very good, this 43 right here. And I know you love the 43, Rob.
This looks so damn... You know, this is one of my favorite Iron Man armors. I can't go 12 scale.
I know.
I mean, I look at this stuff. It's so... I do. You know what, though? I'll tell you. I will tell you something about this.
Yes.
Given a choice, if I had like one piece, I wouldn't mind having that 12 scale Hulkbuster and this to go inside it.
Well, let me get the Comic Cave one, and I'll show you how big it is. Because compared to a 1/6, like, it's not 1/6 scale, but it's almost as big as a 1/6 scale figure. So it won't feel like you have like a mini representation. Let me get it. Just over here. It's so damn heavy, this thing. It seriously weighs a ton.
That is a really nice figure, though.
Okay. Here is the Comic Cave one. So as you can see, you can hear the metal as he clanks down there. So you can see he's almost as tall as Thor here. And Thor is a relatively tall 1/6 scale figure. So it's not going to feel... you can hear the metal there. Jesus. It's not going to feel too tiny, I think. And by the way, if you do this and then you push the button, he opens up and reveals there is a 43 on the inside there. Check out
That's
the
really cool.
God, I love this. I don't know how 3-0 are going to beat this thing, because it is fantastic.
Now, what was the retail on that?
A lot, I think. I think this one is more than the 3-0 one, because this one is 75% diecast, whereas the 3-0 one is a little bit less diecast than this. But seriously, this thing is awesome. I love this thing right here. But the 3-0 one... Is it possible to have too much diecast?
No.
Really?
No. I love diecast.
I think maybe... Because it gets to a point where it's so heavy that it's like...
Well,
you feel... I don't know. This is literally one of the heaviest diecast things that I've ever owned. Which I love the feeling of it. But apparently his arm joints get weak over time because his arm is so heavy. And then you can't keep his arm up anymore. So I think the 3-0 one will have just the right amount of diecast.
Now the question is, are you going to have two of those?
I will keep the best. I'll keep the best one. whatever I consider the best one to be. I'll review it and then keep the best item. It should be shipping soon, I think. The cool thing about 3.0 is they sell direct to their customers. So if we go to the 3.0 website, and
I've been very
scroll
surprised.
down,
I mean, I like 3.0. You know, I've been buying their Game of Thrones figures.
Oh, I have a new one to review. Jamie Lannister, whoever that is. I have that's sitting there on my floor.
I love the fact that you don't even know who the
I have no idea.
Never
and I love
find
that
out.
They keep sending them.
never find out. Never find out.
I won't. Don't worry.
Because I want to read your reviews when you talk. I love your Thrones reviews when you don't know who the character is, or
I literally have no idea.
Because you talk about them like they're all the same, and I like all the characters. As far as you could be concerned, they could be your best friends.
Correct, exactly.
You know, and I love it. Don't ever change.
I review it from a technical perspective. Just, is it a good toy? Yay or nay? But I am tempted to get the guy who plays Bruce Wayne in Titans, his figure, and then make a Bruce Wayne out of that head. That's what I'm tempted to do with that, because that head looks really good, actually. Yeah. So this Jamie.
Well,
Lannister guy,
as you say, the guy who plays Bruce Wayne in Titans is coming.
Excellent.
He's coming.
I find it curious that they keep sending me these things, knowing full well that I've said in all of the videos that I have no idea who these characters are, but something must be working for them. So they're just like, here is another Game of Thrones character, sir. Very weird. Very, very weird. But yes, Steph said that he's evil, or he's a villain of some kind, and he...
No. You shouldn't even know. Don't know anything about Jamie Lannister when you review him. It's better you just don't know anything.
All I know is there's an element of evilness, and that he had relations with a sibling of his. That's Steph kept telling me.
That's already too much. You know too much already.
I had to know that, apparently.
You should just talk about him as if he's a really good errant knight. Like he could have, you know.
I don't even know who plays him, actually. I need to look at a picture of the actor to see if the head sculpt is any good or not.
Right.
But that's about all the research I'm going to do, to be honest. Okay, 3.0. Yes, they show you when stuff is shipping. Okay, the Mark 43 is shipping in August. And so is the Storm Shadow from G.I. Joe. The Power Rangers are shipping this month still, even though it's almost the end of the month, 3.0. So, come on now. You got a couple of days left. Let's see those Rangers.
Remember, July has 31 days, so they got 4 days.
They've got a couple of days, yeah. Then they're shipping in August. They're shipping Storm Shadow, as I said. And then September, we've got Premium Blitzwing, which is the massive Blitzwing, 18-inch or more. That's how big that thing is. Almost the size of a quarter-scale figure. Dlx Bumblebee, so a smaller-scale Bumblebee from The Last Knight, who's going to be around this size. And then they're shipping the Rangers every month, it says, because they must have had a shit ton of orders for the Rangers. Carlos says, you need to watch Game of Thrones. It's awesome. Why would you not watch the show? Well, first of all, everyone likes different things. And I personally don't like the medieval swords and dragons and horses. It's just not my vibe. And I think people can understand that. I mean, I like Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I'm going to be downloading that on my Xbox today to play it. But Steph would never play Microsoft Flight Simulator because she does not care. And she is playing Mass Effect, and I would never play Mass Effect because I don't care. So it's like this thing that's called personal preference, and I do not like the fantasy genre really. Lord of the Rings, not for me. Game of Thrones, not for me. I'm more of a sci-fi kind of guy. And I think that's why I liked He-Man potentially more than I thought I was going to, because there was sci-fi elements, and I didn't know that was a thing. I had no idea.
No, it's a I'll tell you, before you were born, when the first He-Man figures came out, I bought the first 8 figures, and I remember
you said in your video.
Yeah, and the one thing that I loved about them, and this is before there was a TV show or anything, was I liked the collision of high fantasy and science fiction elements. Because like the character of Man-at-Arms, even though he had like a mace,
with the lasers,
yeah, and he clearly was wearing science fiction-y armor, and then He-Man was not. And then the character, I always forget his name, Zodak, was he had a laser.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I know. But that's why I liked them. I was like, that's kind of cool.
Yep. I think you are right about that. The sci-fi, and that's one of the reasons, because I watched your video before I watched the show. So I was like, oh, I'll hear what Rob has to say first, and if he kind of gives it a vote of confidence, then I'll watch it. And when you started talking about the figures and the sci-fi, and I was like, okay, I'll try it. And I did. And I really liked it. And when Mondo brings out their Netflix versions of Skeletor and He-Man, I'm going to get them. Stuff it. Why not? 1/6 scale versions of those characters specifically from that show. I'm all in. I'm going to get those. 100%. So stay tuned. I guess we'll be seeing some He-Man content on the channel. Maybe. Peter Pacheco is talking about horror. Yes, horror is one thing that I am also not a fan of. I'm not a horror fan.
What?
Unfortunately. So no, you will not be seeing horror on the channel.
Okay, yeah, but are you telling me that when you get the Hot Toys, the Pennywise figure, you're not going to take it?
I'm not. I've actually offered it to another YouTuber. So I get a discount to review the figures. I have offered my discount to Dean Knight, who is a massive horror fan. And I think he likes to do not just a one and done type of review like I do. I do the unboxing and review, and that's sort of it for my coverage. But he'll do like a posing session, and he'll do like an alleyway scene where he'll put the clown in the alleyway and have him stalking his prey, and it's all moody lighting with dramatic music. And I think he'll serve the figure better than I ever will.
Because figures, that figure looks pretty damn good.
It's creepy.
It's really creepy.
I don't like that. So, Angel says scared. Not really scared, more grossed out. It's something like, I don't know. It doesn't feel right having it in the collection. You know what I mean? There's something that when you put it in your collection, it just feels right. And
well, also, I mean, if you could find some clever way to use Pennywise, like with his balloons, like offering to somebody, like what if Negasonic Teenage Warhead came up against Pennywise? She'd just flip him off. She wouldn't be scared.
Yeah, you're probably right. You are probably
and that way,
right.
I mean, you don't have to keep it, but I'm just saying that sometimes you have a few things in there that people who come in to view your collection would have fun with, depending on what you did.
You are right. Carlos even says, I love horror, but I would not collect the figures. I do not blame you. I do not blame you. But as for now, I have no plans to review the Pennywise. Okay, the Rangers.
It'll never come out anyway.
Yeah, it seems like it's not. This was a surprise reveal. I'm not sure if you know much about the comic book run that's ongoing for Power Rangers, Rob. But this is a evil Elseworlds version of the White Ranger, who was also the Green Ranger. So he's combined the White and Green Ranger power to make this evil.
And that's a beautiful figure.
It is. It is unfortunately a previews exclusive. So if you want it, you have to get it from Big Bad Toy Store right now before it sells out, because it'll be gone. So I even pre-ordered mine from Big Bad. I'm not even getting this through Toys Wonderland. They can't even get it. Also, I don't know if you're going to find this funny, but I find it funny. 3-0 showing these Rangers all with these display bases, right? Crotch grabber, visible. They don't come with display bases.
Oh, I don't like that.
I do not like that.
They shouldn't do that because I have to go buy. I buy those Hot Toys bases that have no names on them for all of my. Exactly. Like I've got some right over there, and I buy them for all of my 3-0.
You need them. Why do 3-0 not do bases? Like they are some of the cheap. They cost like 10 cents to make that base.
I don't know.
And they clearly have them because they're using them here on display. I mean, all that's required is a simple one like this, no print or anything. It's just a little circular base. But because the Rangers are so dynamic and they're doing the action fighting poses, you'd think that they would have included bases, but they just don't. So I will mention, as I always do in the review, that yes, there is no base. Someone said that the Morpher is not right. Is it not? It's gold. It has the dragon power coin. Is that not right? I'm sorry. I'm a Power Rangers fan, but I've never been quite at that level. I thought it looked right to me. So let me know, whoever said the Morpher was wrong, what exactly is wrong about it. Okie dokie. Pink Ranger. The cool thing about these outfits is that they're so accurate to the show with that shiny spandex. Like, they have that metallic spandex.
Is that first generation?
Yeah, this is Mighty Morphin. Original OG.
Original, yeah, it's first generation.
I love it. This is such a good-looking figure.
Yeah.
And there are some inaccuracies, but I don't care because the inaccuracies actually make the figures look better. Let's be honest. When the scenes where the US actors are wearing the Power Rangers suits, they look a bit goofy. They look a bit weird. They don't have that toyetic coolness about them as much as these do. Like, they're still toyetic, obviously. Power Rangers are very toyetic. But they have that goofy factor. This just looks straight up badass. It looks cool.
Yeah.
So, Mystic Lion says, there is only Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Nothing else exists. Fight me if you dare.
I'm right there with you on that one.
Yeah. I mean, Mighty Morphin, the OG, for me personally, I'm all in on anything Mighty Morphin. So this right here works for me a treat. We also have, obviously, the rest of the team. And they have that shiny spandex, which is so accurate to the show. I love it. They have nailed it here. Red Ranger, does he not look a little bit orangey in this light?
Yeah,
Maybe
I was going to say,
lighting.
yeah, I think it's a lighting issue.
I'm hoping it's the lighting, because I want him to be a nice, fiery, vibrant red. But that helmet sculpt looks great. I think that looks pretty much spot on to the Red Ranger from the show. Maybe it's slightly inaccurate, but it looks great, I think. Same thing with Billy, the Blue Ranger. He looks awesome as well. Helmet looks great.
Now, what scale are these?
1/6.
They are ones. These are beautiful.
Yeah. Full 1/6 scale team. Look at that Green Ranger. That metallic on the shield and on the head. Oh, be still my heart.
No, these are really gorgeous looking figures.
And they're so colorful. That's one thing that I think a lot of people forget about on their shelves, because a lot of the figures that we collect, DC, Marvel, etc., have very muted color. Like this Thor right here. If you don't see his cape, which you can't right now, it's literally just a full black suit, right?
Right.
Unless you see the red of the cape, which you barely ever see because it's draped behind him. And then when you put something so colorful in the display, I guarantee you, whenever anyone walks into your room, those are what they'll look at. Those Rangers.
Yeah.
Because they're so vibrant. Whew. That is a beautiful looking Green Ranger. And then, of course, Trini, the Yellow Ranger. I thought they would be doing an exclusive, because in Japan, it was actually a dude who played the Yellow Ranger. And this is very clearly a female body to match the US version. I was hoping that they would do an exclusive, whatever, to whoever they wanted to give the exclusive to, previews or, I don't know, whoever else, and have a male version as well. So you can recreate the Japanese team if you wanted to. But that remains to be seen.
Yeah, these are great figures, man.
They look fantastic. They also showed the White Ranger at Sideshow Con. So that is also coming. That is the last image we have to show, but not the last thing we have to talk about. We have one more thing that I would like to get your thoughts on, Rob.
Ooh.
So, Sideshow have a very, very special line of exclusive items from the X-Men series. And it is, of course, the astonishing X-Men line. So they did their Cyclops.
I know, I missed out on that, and I really want that figure.
They only made 350. That is a super limited run. I got one on eBay. And I paid $500. Because they revealed this. And this is something that nobody really expected to drop when it did. They did say it was coming, but they didn't say when. This is the astonishing version of Wolverine. And it's in stock, and it ships now. I cannot believe...
Wow, that's in stock at Sideshow right now?
Right now. Mine's shipped already. Immediately shipped. Some people say they don't like the head. I actually really like it here. I like the frown. I like the shorter eared look. It works for me. And it's available now. Like, you don't have to pre-order it. You can get it today. That is crazy.
I wonder how many they made.
Pics. They made 850 of this guy. So they made 500 more than Cyclops. There he is. Look at that. Look at that.
Now, is he the same size or is he shorter?
He will be shorter. So this is the same body that they used on their 90s style one. And he's a very, very wide figure, but he is shorter. So he's accurate in proportions to the animated series. He also comes with these swap out arms. So he comes with 3 sets of arms. One with the joints. Let me see if they have we'll keep scrolling through and we'll see if they have pictures of them. One with the joints, one that are bent like this, no seams, and one set that's just straight. So you have 3 sets of arms. There's the jointed ones. I always stick with the jointed ones.
Yeah.
Just because I want to be able to move the arms, obviously. The claws are diecast, which is a huge bonus. Let's see if they have a pic of every... There we go. There's a pic of the arms. So you've got the swappable arms with the joint or that. Look at the sculpt on that beautiful seamless arm right there.
That's really cool.
So you have the options. There we go. And there's the seamless, just straight up and down ones as well. I love this. I really like this. And there is the pic of everything it comes with. So it is a little bit pricey. That being said, it is a little bit pricey. It doesn't come with a hell of a lot, but you're paying for the limited run. And because they're the only company who are making comic book style X-Men figures. So as you can see, the price... This is a good thing because I've never actually shown this. The price in Australia is $350 plus 10% tax plus another anywhere from $50 to $100 shipping. So at the end of the day, this could potentially be a $500 figure. So just bear that in mind whenever people talk about Hong Kong resellers, etc. That's how expensive it is for me to buy from Sideshow. You're seeing it literally right here in front of you. Because a lot of people don't take that into the account. They're like, oh, it's a $250 figure. Like, wow, $250. And yes, there is a currency conversion element. But no matter where you're from, if you're in a civilized Western country, Britain, Australia, whatever, and you have a currency similar to the value that we do, $350 is $350. That's the long and the short of it. I don't care what it translates to in America. I don't care if it translates to $200. To me, it's $350. So, yeah. It's still more. It's insane. I'm not a huge fan of the price, but I am a huge fan of the figure. Rob, are you going to get that? Are you considering it?
So it's $255 US.
Is our currency really that weak? Surely not.
I don't know.
That's $100 difference. Okay, so where 1 USD equals $1.33 Australian. So we're not that weak. That currency conversion's a bit off there, Sideshow. Maybe they're taking a little bit of cheddar on the top. Which, all the power to them. It's their product, their website. Do what you want. But yeah, it's a big difference. Rob, keen on him?
You know what? I am keen on him, but I would want the astonishing version of Cyclops.
Yes. I got the last one on eBay, I think, unfortunately.
I don't know why Sideshow, I mean, if they're going to make X-Men, like I like their X-Men line a lot. I think it's good. Why? I mean, I can understand these being exclusive, but 350 an edition size?
Too small.
Too small.
They should have, I think they should have done 350 the first time, and then when they drop this Wolverine, do another 350 to almost match the edition size. So it'll be 700, almost the same edition size as the Wolverine, who's 850. So they know that they need to make more, obviously, because they're making 850 of Wolverine. So I thought that they were going to do that. I've been on the wait list for that Cyclops for ages, but no.
Yeah, I'm on it. The wait list too. No one's gonna. It's gonna be done.
No, it's not gonna happen. So eBay is our best bet. But I love the look of them. The classic comic book look.
Yeah, me too.
I love it.
I do too.
I Love it. So stay tuned. That should be here any minute. Seth with a super chat says, sorry to change the conversation. I was wondering if you knew when Toys Wonderland would be back up. I want to buy some figures. Oh, yes, Seth. We all want to buy some figures. They will be back up. Should be today. 5 p.m. Hong Kong time today. So tomorrow for y'all in the US, I think, midnight. And there will be some teething issues. So the website is actually already built. They're doing testing today. So it's going to be as good as it can be. Some of your orders will not be there until Sunday. They're still finishing the order migration, but they want the site to be back up. So everything will be there. Your orders they still exist, obviously. You're not going to not get your stuff. But they won't show up in your account until about Sunday when everything is fully done. So expect the website. Last estimate I got was today. Or tomorrow AM for those in the US. And thank you for the super chat, Seth. Lane Kramer. Lane Kramer says, well, thanks to you, Justin. I just pre-ordered the Lord Dracon. Well, Lane, I am sorry, but I'm also not sorry. Enjoy that awesome Power Rangers figure when it arrives.
And you know the answer to this show is always yes.
Always,
yes, you should.
Yes.
Always buy
the price on
figures.
those Rangers, I think, is $150 per Ranger. So you can pick up the whole team really cost effectively. That's a great price point for 6 figures all in one.
They should sell it as a bundle.
They do.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, you can get the 6 core team. Let me check the price on the 3.0 site for that. If it's still up, because they are sold out now, obviously, as you expect. It's the Power Rangers. They must be laughing that they picked up. They were probably thinking, why did we not pick up this license before? Because they are literally just a team of the same pattern for the outfit, the same sculpt for the hands and the boots, the same bodies. It's just the color and the helmets that are different, and the weapons. That's it. It is a genius move by them. For the entire team of 6, it's $540. Wow. That's pretty good.
That's really good.
For 6,
is it still up, or
is
the bundle up, or is it sold out?
You can get it through. You will be able to get it through Toys Wonderland. Not through 3.0 are sold out of their own allotment. Oh yes, another thing that went up for sale during the con period that Bob Dylan has reminded me of with a super chat. Thank you, Bob Dylan. The Mondo 1/6 scale Wolverine. Have you seen that, Rob?
I have not.
Oh, okay. I like that I'm able to show you weird and wonderful stuff that you have not seen. So this went up for sale during the convention period. And let me see if they still have it on their website, collectibles. So Mondo make animated inspired 1/6 scale figures with, cell shaded, visible joints, etc. And they have just dipped their toe in the X-Men line. So they've made a Batman from the animated series, Catwoman, Mr. Freeze, and they also showed a preview of their Joker, which looks excellent, by the way. I'm just trying to find this Wolverine, who is sold out. Mondo SDCC Wolverine. So in the animated series, there's this one clip that has been turned into a meme of Wolverine. And I'm pretty sure you all know what I'm talking about. Rob, what they've done here, this figure is still going to be available to everyone else. But what they've done here is they've recreated the meme in the packaging with their 1/6 scale Wolverine.
Right, which is very funny.
I love this. I am so tempted to just display him like that in the bed. Because he comes with an actual 1/6 scale pillow, like it's a fabric pillow.
Oh, yeah.
He comes with also, this is the SDC exclusive, is the head and the bed. But everything else comes in the standard one. This is it, 1/6 scale. It looks fantastic. I mean, are you tempted?
I don't think so.
It's a very unique style, right?
Yeah, because I would want to get more things like it, but it's to me, I would rather get the Sideshow versions of these things. I mean, it's not. It's cool.
And I think the Sideshow more sort of fits in to a traditional 1/6 scale collection.
Yes.
Whereas this is like, it's hard to describe what this is. If you've never held a Mondo 1/6 scale figure, it's like a super-sized, a jumbo-sized 6-inch action figure.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Yes.
And it's not really my thing. Not to say it takes away from it. Could be somebody else's thing, but not.
Yes, it is my thing for sure. I am.
You love your animation.
I love my animation, and this looks exactly like the show. So I am quite excited. And we also do have multiple heads. We've got the morph head, also a drumstick for some reason. He comes with it. Is that something he's known for eating in the show?
I guess so.
I guess he likes his drumsticks. And they also showed a preview of their Magneto.
So nice.
I'm quite curious to see how that turns out. One thing that I hated that they did on their Batman was that just like a jumbo 6-inch action figure would do, they made the cape out of plastic. So it's a hard, rubbery plastic cape, and it doesn't work for me. That should have been fabric. Hoping Magneto's cape is fabric.
Yeah.
But yes, Bob Dylan and I pre-ordered him together. I sent Bob Dylan the link. It was 3:00 in the morning for me when the pre-orders went up. And for Bob Dylan, I think it was some other better time. Before we get to the end of the stream, we have one more super chat from Christian Mayer. Thank you so much, Christian, for supporting the channel, and everyone who has super chatted. It's been awesome talking to you all. Do you think Hot Toys will ever make a Logan figure? The So-So Toys one is near perfect, but I would love another one. I don't know. I would really love a team of Fox X-Men from X-Men 1. Just make them. Make that whole crew. Is that something you would buy, Rob?
I would, probably.
I think we're the worst people to ask because
because the answer is always yes.
The answer is always yes. The answer is always yes. I hope that they do make a Logan because I would love an official Logan with a Laura as well. X-23. Come on now, Hot Toys. You'll know you can do a great job there. And I think maybe if we do get an anniversary line from Hot Toys of the Fox characters one day, they can do that now because Disney owns Fox. So, yeah, maybe is the answer to that question.
Yeah.
One thing before we wrap up, I need to rage about a collectible company in Australia called Pop Culture. I hate Pop Culture. I hate them because I went on the website last Tuesday and I ordered myself a King Shark from the Suicide Squad from McFarlane, the DC Multiverse one. And I wanted to review it on the channel. Last Tuesday. It is now the following Wednesday. Oh, and by the way, I paid extra for Express Post. And it says on the website, dispatched within 24 hours. Asterisk, when we feel like it. Tuesday, then it was Wednesday, then it was Thursday, then it was Friday, then obviously it's the weekend. Nothing happens the weekend. I'm thinking, where the hell is this King Shark? So I call up on Monday and the guy says, oh yeah, it still hasn't gone out yet. Our warehouse is really big. So it takes us a while to find things sometimes. And it might get shipped in a few more days, I guess. What the hell? No. I literally said, well, no, that's not on, man. I paid for Express. It needs to get here. Your warehouse is an hour away from me. It's been over a week. What the hell? And he said, oh, okay, well, the best we can do is refund you the Express shipping and just ship it to you anyway. And I'm like, okay, well, does that mean it's going to go out today? Oh, nah, probably not. Anyway, it went out the next day. So, yep, a full week for an item that was in stock. So not like your amazing experience with Sideshow Rob, where you order it, and I have had great experiences too. My Wolverine, I ordered it, next day it was shipped. And their warehouse is massive too. So Pop Culture, y'all are crap, fix your shit, because I'm furious, and I will mention it in the review for that stupid King Shark, which I'm actually really excited to get. I'm furious about that. So pop culture is a no from me. One other thing. I was speaking to a YouTuber recently, and I'm not going to name the name of this YouTuber. I want to get your opinion on this, Rob. I was speaking to a YouTuber recently who copies my thumbnail design, and he is a relatively small channel, but he always, almost image for image, copies the thumbnail design. And I mentioned him, and I said, "Hey, I really appreciate. I'm flattered by the fact that you're using a very similar design for me, design to me. But you know, that's the face of the channel is the thumbnail. You're so creative. Surely you can, you know, do something more unique to your own style. Because when you search for something, our videos look almost identical. And if anything, it's doing your content a disservice. It doesn't really affect my content as much, but it's doing your content. Anyway, he came back to me. He came back and he said, "Oh, I know." He said, "I am doing it on purpose because I started doing figure preview videos in Hong Kong with pictures at Secret Base before you and Ryan did. So you copied me, and now I'm copying you, so you see how it feels."
Here's
what do you say to that?
Well, first of all, look, the proof is in the pudding, and things will win out or will out.
Also, I did a figure preview video 5 figures before him in Hong Kong. So also that's not true what he said. But anyway,
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, look, the whole point about YouTube, to succeed on YouTube, you have to have your own identity.
Mm-hmm.
You need to create your own thing. And depending on subscribers or whatever, you can copy bigger people all you want. That isn't going to help you ultimately achieve, like, what is it you hope to achieve in the space?
Yeah,
in your figure preview space, especially like I know you were telling me about other bigger channels, like somebody had 32 million. Your streams are the first ones I go to. Like your format, everything about your figure streams, because the way you do it, you're so methodical. If I want to know about a Hot Toy figure, the way you do it is it's the Tiffany standard. There's nobody better. And the way you methodically go, I'm not just saying it because I like you when I stream with you.
Maybe I'm not getting enough sleep, but I'm having memory problems recently. So I actually forgot the order of my... Oh, Robbie's gone. I'm sure he'll be back. Yeah, I actually forgot the order of my own format, which was quite bad. So I need to get some more sleep, I think. But yes, I'm not going to name the person that it was just because I don't want anyone to get too mad about it. But yeah, I thought that was really weird. He said, you copied my figure preview series, which, as I said, we did Aquaman. Ryan and I did Aquaman first, and Aquaman was before any of the preview video. He did Captain Marvel first, which was a little bit later on. So, Mike, is there no recourse for something like this on YouTube? No, there is not. Rob, you're back.
All I heard was you said memory problems, and then suddenly...
Yes, I know.
Maybe you forgot we were together.
I forgot. Maybe I forgot my own, the order of my own formula, my own format, and I was like, "Hang on, do I put the articulation before the?" I had to go back and watch one of my own videos, which I just filmed like 2 days ago. So I need to get more sleep. I think it's quite bad. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, this is a Steve Jobs quote: "Good artists copy. Great artists steal." So you find the bits and pieces from the various different YouTube channels out there that work, and then you steal that and you make it your own. Just copying someone straight up is I find it a bit cheap.
Well, it's not as a bit cheap. If your content isn't as good, look, it's like when I see a lame third-party figure. You know, if somebody's doing a knockoff like a third party figure of a third party figure, you know, that's so lame to me. Like, what are you? You're doing yourself a disservice because, like you said,
That's what I said.
Your viewers will go in and go, well, that's not as good as what you're ripping off. So,
well, I don't even want to toot my own trumpet, but I don't consider myself the best. I just try and do the best that I can. And I think that to do that for your own channel is to have your own unique style and look. And let's be honest, the face of your video and the face of your channel is your thumbnail, right? It's what people click on. If you have a thumbnail, like if you search for a Hot Toys figure and you see some thumbnail that's almost identical to mine, and luckily he has changed it up a little bit now. It's still very similar, but he's changed it up a little bit now. Like you're not gonna. It's gonna leave a bad taste in people's mouths probably because they're gonna think, "Hang on, this is a guy just copying Justin." But the weird thing is, he puts out his videos earlier than I do. But still, I guarantee you, when people look at it, they think, "Oh, this guy copied Justin." Where absolutely not the case. You're doing like you said, you're doing yourself a disservice. Yeah. You are actually first. Do something unique to you, and I think your audience is gonna love it. So anyway, I
agree.
apologize for going off on a tangent there, everyone, and Rob. I'm sorry about that, but I had to get that out because it was. But also, he said this really pissed me off. He said that he works harder than me because he is a channel of one person, whereas I work with Ryan and Philip. He says he has to go in person to Secret Base and he has to line up, and I don't know what that feels like. So I don't work anywhere near as hard as he does, and I was like, it's not very nice. It's a bit rude. Come on now.
Well, also, I would say this too. I mean, who's to say how hard you work? Who's to say how hard anybody works? I mean, everybody works differently. Everybody, it really. Here's the greatest advice I've ever heard, and it was actually in a low budget independent movie, and I was working with this director. He was the first director who was making a movie called Free Willy about a whale. And then he quit 6 weeks before production, and an Australian named Simon Windsor came in and took over directing Free Willy. But I like this director because in his movie, it was about a minor league baseball team. And there was an over-the-hill pitcher that was going to be replaced by a younger team. And the coach of the team is telling the older pitcher, he says, listen, it doesn't matter how good somebody else is. It doesn't make you any better or any worse. And I thought that was the great, because everyone's always looking at other people like, oh, this person's, but really that doesn't matter. All that matters is the job that you do. Exactly. And that's what everybody should concentrate on.
Exactly. Thank you for the words of wisdom, Rob. Come on, this guy who knows who he is, but I shall not name. You are so creative. Your videos are unique. They've got their own style. You owe it to yourself and to your fans to discover your own unique style of thumbnail to match your unique videos. So I'm sure you can do that. Couple more comments before we wrap up. Partay Animal says, let Mrs. Collection know that Damn Toys announced the next Assassin's Creed figure, Alexios, from the Odyssey game. Yes, we saw it last night. She's mad that they are not making the female character lead from the game because apparently she's more prominent than the male character lead. So she's a little bit mad about that, but yes, we are still getting it anyway. Ricky B. The unique thing with Justin is his voice. My wife says he sounds so sexy. Thank you. Thank you. I will take it. But that is pretty much it for our live stream. It's been awesome, as always, chatting to you, Rob. Thank you once again.
Always a pleasure.
For coming on. We may have a very special guest the next time we stream. I have been speaking with Norman Chan from Tested, from Adam Savage's Tested.
Oh, man, I love that guy.
Yep, and Norm may be joining us on the stream. He's a huge Hot Toys collector. He does figure photography, posing, etc. So he may be joining us, and we will pick his brain, I'm sure. So definitely stay tuned for that. Bigger streams are on the way, including Jazz Inc. We'll be having Jazz Inc. on the show, and I'll save it for when Rob and I are on together, because I know that we have an affinity for Jazz Inc. product.
Yes, sir.
But that's about it. Rob, where can the people find you on YouTube?
You can find me on my YouTube channel, The Burnettwork. You can find me on Instagram at Robert Meyer Burnett, or find me on Twitter at BurnettRM.
Hey, check Rob's videos out. As I said, I used his He-Man video to help me decide if I was going to watch He-Man.
I appreciate that.
I know that's not how you usually would do things. You would watch it as a retrospective after you've seen the show, but I trust Rob's opinion, so I watched his video first.
There you go.
Either way, Bob Dylan has put the link in the chat, so definitely check it out. Thank you, everyone who's come along, super chatted, regular chatted, had fun with us and the quiz. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.